What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So it seems the British fishermen have finally had enough and are demanding that Boris Johnson takes us out with a WTO Brexit, relating obviously to his speech in Parliament the other day that didn't mention fishing once, as a lot of the viewers on my live stream that day pointed out in the chat. Now, as most of you will know, Britain's fishing industry is waiting for a WTO Brexit because our fishing waters are absolutely massive. Once we've left the EU, all of those hundreds of miles of water are going to be available to us, meaning fish prices will go down here, and technically we could sell fish to the EU cheaper than they're currently buying it now, because we're going to have a lot of fish to sell. And whenever you've got a lot of something, that drives the price down, supply and demand. But anyway, the Express are running the article with the headline, British fishermen furious as EU prison release date faces delay. Get on with it. British fishermen are refusing to give up on securing the colossal prize of regaining the UK fishing waters once the country has finally cut ties with the European Union. British fishermen have warned the whole country will be furious if the fishing industry is sacrificed at the last minute in Brexit negotiations with the EU. Fishing for Leave spokesman Alan Hastings said the industry was fed up but would not give up on securing the colossal prize available once the UK has fully cut ties with the Brussels bloc. British fishermen have long raged at the European Union's controversial Common Fisheries Policy, which imposes strict fishing quotas on EU countries. Free from the shackles of the CFP, Mr Hastings claimed the UK will have the opportunity for the British fishing industry to potentially double in size. Mr Hastings, who has been an advocate for the UK to cut ties with the EU on October the 31st, with no deal, has warned a lot of people will be extremely angry if the opportunities awaiting the industry from leaving the bloc are snatched away. I can tell you a lot of people will be angry anyway if anything is given away to the EU. We want everything to ourselves and then we can decide on trade deals with them separately. We do not give anything away until we have left, and we only give things away that benefits us in return. You don't just do something that's going to benefit them, which is what Maybot was doing. Boris needs to sort it out or it's going to be more than fishermen he's going to have on his arse, I'll tell you that for nothing. He told express.co.uk, as with the country as a whole, it is fed up. And it is not fed up in a way of giving up, it is fed up in a way of bloody well get on with it because we are getting cross. Cross is not the word I would choose to use, but yeah, I'll go with that. It is anger. We have got this huge prize for fishing, and it is becoming a normal independent nation like Norway, Iceland and the Faroe Islands, which means catching basically all the fish in our waters that potentially doubles the UK fishing industry. We repatriate what is basically ours. They repatriated Thomas Cook customers the other day. Now it's time to repatriate our fish, this fisherman is saying. And I agree with him. So we have got this colossal prize, both in terms of good management and overall a huge increase in resources. And obviously the freedom to make better policy so all fishermen in all communities get a better crack at it, not just a few big companies. He added, you get this tremendous prize that is sitting here, where fishermen are looking towards new boats, reinvestment, taking on more staff, investing in factories and ports. There is this huge expectation, this huge opportunity, and to have it snatched away when you are inches from it will really push a lot of people over the edge. It is bad enough to be kept in prison, but to have your release date snatched away at 5 minutes to the hour, that is really something that will push a lot of people to be extremely angry. There are many things that are going to push people to be extremely angry. That could just be one of them. One of many, because people are already fairly pissed off as it is. Mr Hastings also warned about public anger across Britain if the fishing industry is sacrificed by the government. You can't speak for everybody, but from the correspondence we get, people get it, he said. And I can tell you now from the correspondence I get and the things I see people say and what I hear in general life, people are really pissed off with it and just want to leave. I think most people probably would support a WTO Brexit now just to get it done. Even a lot of people who voted Remain are just sick of it now. Enough's enough. They get it was ours, they get it was sacrificed, and if it's sacrificed a second time in an even worse manner because people know what is going on, I think a lot of people in the wider public, not just in fishing, would be really furious. And yes, they would. I would agree, as I've said many times before. It's currently unclear what future terms would be agreed if Prime Minister Boris Johnson secures a deal with the Brussels bloc. But speaking in the House of Commons towards the end of July, during his first speech as Prime Minister, Mr Johnson insisted the UK would soon become an independent coastal state. Well, Boris, you better make sure it does, because we'll be holding your balls to the fire if it doesn't. Following a question about the Common Fisheries Policy, Mr Johnson insisted Britain will take back our fisheries after Brexit, while Environment Secretary Michael Gove, who is now the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster, had said that from 2021, the UK would control fishing access to 200 nautical mile zone around its coastline. But since then, the scheduled Brexit deadline has been pushed back to October the 31st, delayed from the original exit date of March 29. So it can't be delayed again, as we all know. There will be absolute riots if they try and delay it again, so let's hope they don't. The government has committed to becoming an independent coastal state at the end of the month, which would allow the UK to decide who can fish in British waters. The Prime Minister this week wrote to the European Commission's President Jean-Claude Juncker in a bid to restart negotiations with the bloc, but they were quickly snubbed by the Irish government. Of course the Irish government are going to snub it. They're being used as puppets by their EU masters, much like the Remainer MPs in Parliament. Finalising his letter, Mr Johnson did however outline his intentions, saying I hope that these proposals can now provide the basis for rapid negotiations towards a solution, together with finalisation of the necessary changes to the political declaration reflecting the goal of a comprehensive free trade agreement, so that an Article 50 agreement can be reached and the UK can leave the EU in an orderly fashion on the 31st of October. This will allow us to focus on the positive future relationship that I believe is in all our interests. No, Boris, a WTO Brexit is in our interests, then we can talk about a future relationship with the EU. Then we can discuss ways that we will work together and ways that we won't. EU army, for instance. Not gonna happen. Our soldiers will not be part of it. That needs to be made perfectly fucking clear. So realistically, the only deal you can actually do that people are going to be happy with, Boris, is going to be a free trade agreement and nothing else. We don't want none of their politics, none of their laws, none of their bureaucracy. We just want our own shit. We'll do a free trade agreement with them if it benefits us mutually. If it doesn't, then we ain't interested. There's 170 other countries around the world we can trade with. We'll be all right. But as you see in that article there, fishermen are not happy and they expect that the public at large also won't be happy, which I would agree with from what I have seen personally and on my YouTube channel, of course. Boris, the fishermen are telling you, and I'm telling you, WTO Brexit, get them out of our fucking waters. We can sell the fish to them afterwards. They don't need to catch them. We can do that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video there. I want to thank the channel's PayPal, Patreon and Subscribe Star members for supporting the channel, along with everyone who watches my videos. Remember to let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Leave a like, subscribe with the notification bell and share this video as it helps the channel a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.
This Parliament is a dead Parliament. It should no longer sit. It has no moral right to sit on these green benches. They don't like the truth. Twice they have been asked to let the electorate decide upon whether they should continue to sit in their seats, while they block 17.4 million people's votes. Parliament is a disgrace, but they're too cowardly to give it a go. But the time is coming. The time is coming, Mr. Speaker, when even these turkeys won't be able to prevent Christmas.